Imagine a city where the deep blue waters of the Black Sea meet elegant parks, golden beaches, tranquil lakes, and centuries of history. A city where you can walk beneath shady trees in the morning, explore ancient ruins in the afternoon, and watch the sun disappear over the sea in the evening. Where flamingos gather around coastal wetlands, where boats carry you toward a mysterious island, and where Bulgarian culture, nature, and seaside life come together in one unforgettable destination. Welcome to Burgas, Bulgaria. Located on Bulgaria's southern Black Sea coast, Burgas is much more than a gateway to the country's famous beach resorts. It is a destination in its own right. A relaxed coastal city surrounded by remarkable wetlands, salt lakes, beaches, cultural attractions, and historic sites. And in today's episode, we're counting down the 10 best things to do in Burgas in 2026. Starting with number 10 and working our way down to the experience we believe deserves the number 1 spot. So if you love beautiful destinations, cultural discoveries, hidden gems, and unforgettable journeys, subscribe to World Frame Expeditions. Turn on the notification bell and join us as we explore another incredible corner of the world. Now, let's discover Burgas. Number 10. Explore the Burgas city center. Let's begin our journey in the heart of Burgas. The city center is compact, pedestrian-friendly, and perfect for exploring on foot. Start along Anastasia Street, one of the city's main pedestrian areas. Here you'll find cafes, shops, restaurants, historic buildings, and locals going about their daily lives. Then continue toward Bulgaria Street, another lively pedestrian route leading toward the sea garden and the coast. This is where you can experience Burgas at street level. Don't just walk from one attraction to another. Stop for a Bulgarian coffee. Try a local pastry. Sit in a square. Watch the city move around you. Burgas has a slower rhythm than some of Europe's major capitals, and that's part of its charm. The city doesn't demand that you rush. It invites you to wander. And as you walk toward the sea, you'll begin to notice something remarkable. The urban landscape gradually gives way to greenery. And suddenly, the Black Sea appears. Number 9. Visit the Archaeological Museum of Burgas. At number 9, we're stepping deep into the past. The Archaeological Museum of Burgas offers a fascinating look at the civilizations that shaped this part of the Black Sea coast. The region surrounding Burgas has a history stretching back thousands of years, with archaeological evidence connected to ancient Thracian, Greek, Roman, and medieval settlements. Inside the museum, you'll encounter objects that help tell the story of communities that lived, traded, traveled, and fought along this coastline, long before modern Bulgaria existed. And that's what makes the museum so interesting. The Black Sea was never simply a boundary. It was a highway. Ships moved across these waters. Merchants exchanged goods. Cultures met. And civilizations left their marks on the landscape. So when you walk along Burgas's modern waterfront later in the day, remember that you're standing in a region where people have been connected to the sea for thousands of years. For history lovers, this museum provides context that makes the rest of your Burgas journey even more meaningful. Number 8. Discover the Atanasovsko Lake and its salt landscapes. At number 8, we're leaving the city streets behind and heading toward one of Burgas's most unusual natural attractions, Atanasovsko Lake. This coastal lagoon is famous for its salt-producing landscapes, wetlands, and remarkable bird life. And under the right conditions, parts of the lake can take on striking pinkish and reddish tones because of salt-loving microorganisms living in the hypersaline environment. It almost looks unreal. Blue sky above, white salt pans below, and pools reflecting shades of pink across the landscape. But the colors aren't the only reason to visit. Atanasovsko Lake is also an important stopover for migratory birds along the Via Pontica, a major bird migration route along the western Black Sea. Depending on the season, you may encounter impressive bird life, including flamingos and pelicans. For nature lovers and photographers, this is a completely different side of Burgas. There are also areas around the lake associated with salt and mud experiences, but always follow local access rules and environmental guidance, because this is a sensitive natural ecosystem. Burgas isn't simply a city beside the sea, it's a city surrounded by wetlands, and that relationship with nature is one of the things that makes it unique. Number 7. Visit the Burgas Central Beach and the pier. At number 7, it's time to return to the coast. Burgas Central Beach is one of the easiest places to enjoy the Black Sea without leaving the city. Located directly below the Sea Garden, the beach gives visitors a chance to combine nature, recreation, and urban sightseeing in one place. The sand has a distinctive darker tone in places, and the wide shoreline creates plenty of space for relaxing during the warmer months. But there's another landmark you shouldn't miss: the Burgas Pier. Extending into the Black Sea, the pier is one of the city's most recognizable visual symbols. Walk toward the end, look back at the coastline, watch the boats, feel the sea breeze, and if you arrive early enough, you can witness the sunrise illuminating the city and the water. For photographers, this is an especially rewarding location. For travelers, it's simply a beautiful place to pause, because sometimes the best attraction is simply the sea. Number 6. Experience Burgas's museums and cultural life. At number 6, we're exploring something that makes Burgas much more than a summer beach destination: its cultural life. The city is home to several museums and cultural institutions covering archaeology, ethnography, natural history, and regional traditions. One especially interesting stop is the Ethnographic Museum, where visitors can learn more about the traditions, clothing, customs, and cultural heritage of the Burgas region. You'll discover a different Bulgaria here. Not the Bulgaria of postcards and beach resorts, but the Bulgaria of village traditions, festivals, crafts, music, family customs, and everyday life. And then there are the city's cultural events. Burgas has a lively calendar of concerts, exhibitions, festivals, performances, and outdoor events, particularly during the warmer months. So when planning your 2026 visit, check what's happening during your dates. You might arrive expecting a quiet seaside holiday and discover that the city is hosting a concert, cultural festival, exhibition, or open-air performance. That's one of the great surprises of Burgas. The city has a cultural heartbeat. You simply have to listen for it. Number 5. Explore the Sea Garden. At number 5, we're entering one of Burgas's defining landmarks: the Sea Garden. If Burgas has a green heart, this is it. Stretching along the coastline, the Sea Garden is an enormous public park, filled with trees, flowers, sculptures, pathways, viewpoints, cultural spaces, and access to the beach. It was laid out in the early 20th century and has become deeply connected with everyday life in Burgas. Locals walk here, families gather here, people exercise here. Visitors photograph the scenery, and during the warmer months, the park becomes one of the city's most enjoyable places to spend an afternoon. You'll find sculptures and monuments scattered throughout the gardens, while cultural spaces such as the Summer Theater contribute to the park's lively atmosphere. And then there is the view. Walk toward the edge of the park, and the Black Sea suddenly opens before you. Greenery behind you, blue water ahead. It's an extraordinary combination. If you only have a few hours in Burgas, make the Sea Garden one of your priorities. Number 4. Visit Aquae Calidae. At number 4, we're traveling back more than 1,000 years. Just outside the modern city lies Aquae Calidae, an ancient thermal complex whose history stretches through Thracian, Roman, and Byzantine periods and beyond. The site developed around naturally warm mineral springs, making the area important for bathing and settlement over many centuries. Imagine arriving here centuries ago. There were no modern resorts, no highways, no smartphones. Instead, travelers and residents came to the mineral springs, drawn by the warm waters and the strategic location. Today, visitors can explore the archaeological complex and learn about its long history. The site also incorporates a modern demonstration and spa environment, connecting the ancient tradition of thermal bathing with contemporary experiences. Aquae Calidae is a wonderful reminder that wellness tourism isn't a modern invention. People have been seeking healing, relaxation, and rejuvenation through mineral waters for thousands of years. And in Burgas, that tradition is still part of the landscape. Number 3. Discover the natural world at Poda Protected Area. At number 3, we're heading into one of Burgas's most fascinating natural environments, Poda Protected Area. Located south of Burgas, Poda is an important wetland and bird-watching destination. This is where the city reveals another side of itself. Not crowded beaches, not shopping streets, not architecture, But, wildlife. The wetlands provide habitat for many bird species, and the location is particularly significant because Burgas lies along one of Europe's major migration routes. If you're interested in birdwatching, bring binoculars. If you're a photographer, bring a long lens. And if you're simply a traveler looking for peace, bring time. Because this is a place where patience is rewarded. You might stand quietly near an observation area, and suddenly, a bird appears across the water. Another follows. Then another. The landscape seems almost motionless, until you realize it's full of life. Poda demonstrates something important about Burgas. Its greatest attractions aren't always buildings. Sometimes they're ecosystems. And sometimes the most unforgettable travel moments happen when you simply stop and watch. Number 2. Take a boat trip to St. Anastasia Island. At number 2, we're leaving the mainland behind. A short boat journey across Burgas Bay takes you toward one of Bulgaria's most intriguing island destinations, St. Anastasia Island. This small volcanic rock island is surrounded by legends, history, and dramatic scenery. It is the only inhabited island along Bulgaria's Black Sea coast, and its story includes a former monastery, maritime traditions, legends of pirates, and a 20th century period when it was known by another name. As you approach, the island rises from the sea, rock formations appear along the shoreline, and the atmosphere immediately feels different from Burgas. Explore the former monastery building, now home to an interactive museum. Walk around the island, discover unusual rock formations. Look for the formations known as the mushroom, the dragon, and the fossilized pirate ship. And then, look out toward the horizon. The Ministry of Tourism notes that the island is accessible by sea, and has visitor facilities including a restaurant, cafe, shops, accommodation, and a tourist information center. Boat schedules are seasonal and weather dependent, so always check current operating information before traveling. And if the sea is calm, the journey itself becomes part of the adventure. Number 1. Experience the sea garden, beach, and Black Sea at sunset. And now we've reached our number 1 experience. And it's not just one attraction. It's the experience that brings together everything that makes Burgas special. Spend an evening moving from the sea garden to the beach, the pier, and the Black Sea at sunset. Start beneath the trees of the sea garden. The afternoon light filters through the branches. People walk along the paths. Children play. Musicians perform. And the city gradually slows as the day begins to fade. Then walk toward the beach. Feel the sand beneath your feet. Listen to the waves. And watch the sunlight begin to disappear across the horizon. Finally, continue toward the pier. Walk out over the water. Turn around. And look back at Burgas. The city begins to glow. The sea garden becomes a dark green silhouette. The lights of the waterfront start appearing, and the Black Sea stretches endlessly into the distance. This is the moment when Burgas makes sense. Because the city isn't trying to overwhelm you. It doesn't need enormous monuments or dramatic skyscrapers. Its beauty is in the combination. A city, a park, a beach, a lake, a sea, a culture, and a slower way of experiencing travel. That is why Burgas earns our number 1 spot. And if you have extra time, Burgas is also an excellent base for exploring the southern Bulgarian Black Sea coast. Consider visiting Sozopol, with its charming old town and traditional wooden houses. Or travel to Nesebar, one of Bulgaria's most famous historic coastal towns, known for its ancient heritage and remarkable churches. You can also explore Pomore, famous for its coastal setting, salt production, and therapeutic mud traditions. And for nature lovers, the Stranza region offers forests, villages, and a completely different landscape from the coast. This is one of Burgas's greatest advantages. You don't have to choose between a city holiday and a coastal adventure. You can have both. So when should you visit Burgas? For classic beach weather, the summer months are the most popular, with warm temperatures and plenty of activity along the coast. July and August are typically the busiest period. If you'd prefer milder temperatures and fewer crowds, consider late spring or early autumn. These seasons can be particularly enjoyable for walking, sightseeing, cycling, museums, and nature excursions. And if you're interested in bird watching, seasonal migration periods can make the wetlands especially rewarding. Before your trip, check current opening hours, transport schedules, and weather conditions, particularly if you plan to visit St. Anastasia Island. Before you visit Burgas, here are a few useful tips. First, bring comfortable walking shoes. The city center and sea garden are excellent for exploring on foot. Second, bring beach essentials during summer. Sunscreen, sunglasses, a hat, and water will make your day much more comfortable. Third, plan island trips ahead.
Boat schedules to St. Anastasia Island can depend on season and weather,
so check current information before leaving. Fourth, don't forget your binoculars or camera. Burgas's wetlands are a paradise for birdwatchers and photographers. And finally, give Burgas at least 2 days if possible. 1 day can cover many of the city's highlights.
2 or 3 days allow you to slow down, explore the surrounding lakes, visit St. Anastasia Island, and perhaps take a coastal day trip. Burgas may not always receive the same attention as Bulgaria's most famous destinations,
but that's precisely what makes it worth discovering.
Here, the Black Sea isn't just scenery, it's part of the city's identity.
The Sea Garden isn't simply a park, it's where the city breathes. The lakes aren't just wetlands, they're extraordinary ecosystems filled with migrating birds and salt landscapes. Anastasia Island isn't just a boat trip, it's a journey into legends, history, and the mysteries of the Black Sea. Burgas is a city where nature and urban life exist remarkably close together, where ancient history meets modern culture, where beaches meet wetlands, and where a simple sunset walk can become one of your favorite memories of Bulgaria. So if you're planning your European adventures in 2026, don't simply pass through Burgas on your way to somewhere else. Stop, explore, listen to the sea, and discover what makes this Bulgarian coastal city so special. And there you have it, 10 of the best things to do in Burgas, Bulgaria in 2026. From the historic city center to the incredible sea garden, from ancient Aquae Calidae to the bird-filled wetlands of Poda, from the mysterious St. Anastasia Island to unforgettable sunsets beside the Black Sea, Burgas offers a beautiful combination of history, culture, nature, relaxation, and adventure. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these Burgas experiences would you choose first? Would you explore the Sea Garden? Take a boat to St. Anastasia Island? Search for flamingos around the lakes? Or simply relax beside the Black Sea? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, subscribe to World Frame Expeditions, turn on the notification bell, and give this video a like. Your support helps us continue discovering incredible destinations and sharing them with travelers around the world. From Europe's historic cities to tropical islands, from hidden natural wonders to unforgettable coastal adventures, World Frame Expeditions is your passport to the world. Until our next journey, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep seeing the world through a different frame. This is World Frame Expeditions. See you on the next adventure.